Very nice. 77 Honda CB750 Super Sport. Longer wheelbase than the K model, higher compression ratio. Of course, the chain drive, revised body styling, more aggressive cam profile, all the bells.
What's happening, guys? Hey, I'm really looking forward to this test ride. Feast your eyes on this classic 754, one of the few original survivors, right down to the intake and exhaust, which is the first thing guys would do to modify these things. Original paint, original seat cover, just a pristine original 9,000 mile survivor that runs like a timepiece. It's the Rolex of vintage classics motorcycles, the 754. This is a bike that put Triumph and BSA out of business and put Harley on notice. They just took a huge chunk out of the British and American bike sales because this thing was so far ahead of its time when they first made it in '69, and by '77 they had it tuned to perfection. Just a classic, smooth, fast super bike. I've got the work order around here. This bike was owned by Christopher Crosby. He owned it for many moons, I think since it was new, but I'm not 100% sure. He passed away. We bought it from his estate. The bike was gone through by the techs here at the museum. Not a lot of money was put into it, just under $2,000, 12 hours in the detail shop, and 8 hours in the service department. Hand washed, steam cleaned. The engine was prepped and painted. Semi-gloss black high temp paint was redone on the motor. The rear brake master cylinders and calipers were repainted. The handlebar controls were touched up. The frame and swing arm and center stand were touched up. And all 4 of the exhaust flanges were painted high temp silver. The wheels were polished. The paint and tins were polished and waxed. Now that's original paint on this bike, folks. It's not perfect, but good luck finding another 45-year-old bike with a paint job that shines like this thing. You just don't find it. Mechanically, the bike's been gone through new spark plugs, major tune-up, oil and filter, brand new battery, brand new OEM mirrors, new OEM replica grips. The front master cylinder was completely rebuilt. The rear master cylinder was completely rebuilt. The airbox was taken apart, cleaned, has brand new air filter in it. Cars were taken apart, cleaned, and the pilot jets were micro drilled, which is the way to go on these. Give it a little bit. They come pretty lean from the factory. So the cars were super tuned by Jeff Castine at All Sport Cycle, one of the best carb tuners in the area. The master cylinder, again, rebuilt. This was something clean and honed all 3 calipers. New battery was installed. Changed the oil and filter. Just a kick-ass machine. Super fun and smooth, and buttery smooth on the clutch, the transmission. Zero vibration on the motor compared to most of the other vintage bikes we get to ride. I believe it's 100% original right down to the bars. Good luck finding a nicer one. Does have a little bit of patina on it. It's got some scratches on the original muffler right here, which is fairly common, and it was dropped in the driveway. And a little scratch on the turn signal right here, just in sake of full disclosure, and also the front brake lever. These are all original components that have a little bit of road rash from sliding on the driveway, as does the front headlight and tachometer. Now you can find these components on eBay very easily. The brake lever is a $10 item. The grip and mirror has already been replaced. Not a big deal. Headlight rings probably $40, $50 piece. The front fender is in excellent condition. No dings on that. The forks are beautiful. The headers are nice. Just a beautiful piece. I love the gold plating on the. Those are company colors, black and gold. Obviously, I'm partial to black and gold. There's something about the color of a bike that makes or breaks it for me. And this 1977 gloss black with the gold pinstriping and the gold badges just does it for me. Just a cool classic, original survivor. Good luck finding a nicer one, man. They're just getting rarer and rarer. And you look at the early models, the 69, they're off the hook. The Sandcaster, 30 grand and up. The 70s are bringing in the 10,000 plus range. So what's next to be going off the charts? Well, the last of the original 754 design, the 77, 78, and then the 10th anniversary 79. Those are going through the roof. I love this style. The flat seat, the long tank. Looks like a cafe racer out of the box. It looks like it's going fast standing still. No flapping in the gums. I'm going to take this baby out for a nice ride up to the tower, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Thanks for watching. Junior will wrap up on the mic here, the shipping options you have. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. More stuff, great stuff coming from the pros at Kaplan Cycles. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.
Call us for a shipping quote, guys. Anywhere in the States or overseas. Inexpensively. Enjoy the test drive.
Let's do a drive-by. Want to hop on? Junior probably weighs 200 pounds. I'm 220, so 430 pounds on this thing. So much torque from the four-cylinder. Just let the clutch out. It's like butter. Smooth is the word that I use on these 750 Honda 4s when they're tuned right. The jets are micro drilled, the carbs are rebuilt, and it's got a clean air box and fresh fuel. You run only like this, you got a winner. Stick it in the 5th gear and just relax, man. What a kick-ass motorcycle. Handles really nice. Compared to some of the twins of the era, like the Yamaha XS650, which vibrated a lot, just like the British twins, this design, the inline 4, was just ahead of its time, really. Kawasaki had the KZ900, Honda had the CB750F. It was a great time in motorcycling, and frankly, most of these bikes are gone because they were ridden into the ground or crashed, or just put 1,000,000 miles on them and wore them out. Let's try to find one with 9,925 miles on it where everything works beautifully. The original, look at the gauges on this thing. The dark blue faces on them, black surround. Just a real classy, easy to read, right where you'd want them. Everything's right where you would expect it to be on this bike. By that, I mean the handlebars are super comfortable. Nice long flat seat for 2-up riding. Very, very nice. Tons of torque. I'm only 4,000 RPM going up this hill, and it's pulling like a freight train. You don't have to rev this to the moon. It does have a red line of 9,500, and it'll pull hard, but you don't need to beat on this thing to go really at quite a brisk pace. They're very fuel efficient. They're extremely reliable, notoriously reliable. This design of the Honda. The electrics of the Honda have always been on point. The brakes, you know, when you got on this in the morning, you never wondered, Jesus, am I going to make it to Laconia? Am I going to make it to Americade or to the beach? The thought of something going wrong with the bike really didn't occur. You just, and to this day, here I am, 2020, on this bike 43 years later, and it's a confidence-inspiring bike. If you're looking for a classic that you're going to actually ride, not just park and look at, if you want one you're going to ride and enjoy, look no further. This could be the one for you. Definitely Kaplan America approved. We see a lot of vintage bikes come through here, and to get a rock-solid 77 like this that's got original paint on it and all original componentry, it's really quite a machine. If I had one vintage street bike from the 70s that I could have for a daily rider, like transportation, this would be on the podium, top 3 for sure. I'm not sure what would top it. Maybe a Goldwing, but that's more like an old man's bike. This is kind of a well, it's obviously a 74 Super Sport. It's a sport bike. So the fuck. So yeah, just a joy to ride. This is a test ride that could go much longer than this, but I'm not sure how much more I have to say, so I'm going to head back to the shop, wind it up, and I've got a Can-Am 250 Bombardier Rotax motor, case reed induction, two-stroke motocrosser that's up next. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Same bike that Jimmy Ellis won the first AMA Supercross Championship in 1974. Same bike, very low serial number bike. Might even have came over on the same boat his did. Actually, it's from Canada, so it's not really a boat. Might have been a boat going across the Great Lakes. But they're from Canada. Really cool machine, the Can-Am. Back to this bike. It's not displaying any. It started up After the cars were completely rebuilt by Jeff, and it's been the micro jets were drilled, it just, there's no really warm-up period. You start it up, it feels as close to a fuel-injected bike as you possibly could have, a carbureted bike. It starts right up and it's super smooth, and you crack the throttle, there's no burbling, no hesitation, no nothing. That's 6,000 RPM right there, and I don't need to go any faster than that. That's good, damn good enough. What an awesome day today. I got to ride those Polaris Razors and all the vintage bikes, and almost done with the trailer restoration here. I don't know if you can tell how shiny that thing looks, but we've got an obscene amount of time and effort put into restoring that 20-year-old trailer to make it badass. Supposed to go to Atlas Metal to get the cabinet and walls installed, but that's another video. Hope everybody's having a great week. If you have any questions about this bike, call us please, 860-454-7024. If you have a classic collection you want to sell, cash for bikes, all makes and models, any condition, and basket cases, parts, accessories, memorabilia, large lots, estate sales, no project too big. We have a 150,000 square foot facility. We're the largest in New England. We sell over 50 vintage bikes a month, and we do new bikes too. Connecticut licensed and insured. We are also a 501c3 through the New England Motorcycle Museum. Our Connecticut dealer number is U8224, right here in Rockville, Connecticut. God bless the USA and the New England Motorcycle Museum. Look at this. There's the K&M I get to ride next. Look at that beast. Beautiful day. Rode the CR125, the RM500, the K&M, the CB750F, all the best classic vintage bikes from that era. Good times. What a beautiful piece. Somebody's getting a dime piece, that's for sure. Stunning machine. Super smooth. Buttery smooth. Honda CB750F. What's up, unit?